Well, you've got to look out for the other added value of shot making here. There's the odd shot you can actually bounce off the rock faces. So if you can't find the normal way from A to B, just look left or right or even above, and you just might find another way to get to Nirvana. Oh, I liked that.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
This for par. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Clean this up with a tap. +1 in the early going. This is the second hole. It is a par 3, some 285 yards, and Frank, you don't want to get lost there to the right.
Well, that's for sure. It looks like an old ruins of an old fort there. 285 yards though, but we are at altitude, so we can take a little bit off for that. Plus, the green is some 36 feet below the level of the tee, so you can nearly take another club off of that. The two front bunkers, they really save you more than anything. And that green, as you can see, is a perfect circle.
Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Birdie chance now for Jordan Spieth. You know his head is in a good place. You make the disappointing bogey at the first, put it behind you, come right back and make birdie at the second. Well done. Frank, the other thing is the intimidation factor here. I mean, everywhere you look, there is huge trouble.
You consider the first 3 holes. Big tee shot across the canyon, long par 3, and you get nearly a 700-yard par 5.
That was just a beautiful drive. I mean, hit it solid and right in the middle.
Second shot.
Frank, did you think this was possible? I mean, we used to sit around and you'd imagine, what would it be like to play golf in the Himalayas or in the Grand Canyon? And here we are. I mean, did you think this was even doable?
Well, courtesy of EA Sports now, I now believe everything's possible.
How about the design genius of the EA Sports team?
Well, it only goes to show you what is possible. You imagine, in amongst the Grand Canyon, in amongst the battle scene, all sorts of things. You can put a golf course nowadays anywhere. Just let your imagination run wild.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult. Not a problem there, Rich.
So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Here at the fourth, 345-yard par 4 with that extreme dogleg.
As the crow flies, Rich, it's probably only 260, 270 yards to the middle of the green. This is a really sharp 90-degree dogleg. So if you play it down the left side, that's virtually the distance you need to get to the green. 250, middle of fairway down that left side, and then as you can see, it shapes sharply back to the green. You could be a little ambitious and try and flash it over that rock boulder, but really the luck of the bounce across that canyon area, you don't know what's going to happen. Logic would say hit it down the left, but this game not always logical.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Jordan Spieth ready for his second shot.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law. Even par, currently.
Still even par for the day. All right, Frank, let's see what he does.
Yeah, blind tee shot.
Frank, when we look at the FedEx Cup playoffs, what was the significance of Jordan Spieth's win at the Tour Championship at East Lake?
It was just simply the exclamation mark on a fantastic season. He started the playoffs in what looked like dismal form, but when you go back and realize he changed equipment at the start, he was trying to retool for 2016. Once he realized it was perhaps a little bit in jeopardy, he just simply went back to his old tools, ramped it up a notch, and at East Lake he was faultless. He was the guy that had already won 4 times, 2 major championships at the tender age of 22, but more importantly, he was merely the best player in the world.
And it really was one of the great putting seasons we've seen, certainly since Tiger Woods was in his heyday. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Well, Frank, in golf we see shots over bunkers, certainly shots over lakes, water hazards, what have you. But it's safe to say this is the first time we will have seen a shot over a moving train.
The only hole that really comes close to this, Rich, would be the 17th hole at St Andrews, where you're hitting over the railway sheds. But this is a physically moving railway. Plus the arches to be taken into consideration. Normally, a hole of this length Big advantage to a longer hitter. The longer hitter has to watch out for the top of those arches. If you catch one really good, well, you might just actually catch the arch.
You might need to hop on that train because this is a long hole at 625 yards, this par 5 sixth. Third shot for Jordan Spieth. He'll be pleased with that. The approach shot is about 12 feet away. Getting set now over the putt. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Still playing even for the day after the par. Now the par 4 7th hole, and Frank, really an ingenious design.
It is, just to find a fairway around that enormous rock crop. Would have been too expensive to take the crop of rock out, and it would have been just a boring straight-ahead par 4. Now you see the bunker behind this green, that really protects the shot going slightly long from going into the canyon. A lot of different ways to play it. You can play it as a layup, then the second shot across the rock crop, or get a little inventive and try and carve one to the right off the tee. A little ambitious, maybe.
How about that bunker behind the green?
That's an absolute beauty.
Jordan Spieth now on the approach shot.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Birdie chance now for Jordan Spieth. Good putt, and now 1 under par. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th hole here at the Canyon, length and accuracy are paramount.
They certainly are, Rich. Obviously, some of the longer hitters might be able to reach this hole in 2, even though it's over 700 yards. For the mere mortals, though, a little unusual feature here. In the second shot area, if we look ahead, 2 bunkers on the right side that are adjacent to that rock wall on the right. And that, well, you actually need a step ladder, really, to get into those bunkers. They look like 2 little basins filled by sand. We hopefully don't see anyone playing out of that.
2 ways to take a bath here. You could take one left in the Colorado River, not advisable, or you could take a sand bath over there on the right. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. Wow, I didn't expect that. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Nice par to remain 1 under. So, Frank, it's more than 600 yards, and you would think, well, wait a minute, there's no way this should be a par 4. But because
it
of what
shouldn't be, Rich.
But because of the elevation and the altitude, it's playing, what, in the high 400s, somewhere in there?
It's still downright mean. It is. It's mean.
And take 2 of your best shots to get home.
I'm loving that balance.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow-through. All those things are still very valid today.
And getting ready for the putt. One under on the day. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Jordan Spieth eyeing this putt for birdie. Has a hat trick and looking for more. 3 birdies now on the day. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th. It's a par 4, not overly long, Frank.
And it bends a little to the right, Rich. You can see parts of the golf course that are below this. So if you do miss this fairway down the left, you could conceivably be playing off another fairway up an enormous wall, and that would present a problem. So we want to keep it on the right level. The rock face on the right side, you might get the odd bounce that'll bounce it back to the fairway, but this hole actually will suit a long tee shot. A good long one down the end there, and you're going to have a good look at the green. If you're a little short off this tee, you're going to have a blind second shot.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Shouldn't be a problem here. Really moving in the right direction at 3 under. Up to the par 3 12th, and again, I've said this before, Frank, you do not want to miss it left.
All long. This green just juts out there at a 45-degree angle. Must fly it all the way through the air. That bunker might save you, gives you about another 5 or 10 yards, but you've referenced it long left, and you will be in trouble.
Well, it's obvious he is in complete command of his golf ball right now. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Frank, think about it as we look at the 13th hole here. How many par 5s have you described in the following way? Canyon to the left, and then you have to hit a shot over the water to the green. Not many.
No, waterfalls left and right. And of course that lovely oasis is created by the mountains, especially in the wintertime when it snows over. You see this fairway starts to really narrow up, so if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you've really got to think carefully about that lap, exactly where you want to place that ball. But if you can reach this par 5 and 2, I don't know if that's a good thing, because that's a daunting second shot, Rich, all the way across that water.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much. Well, that was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
And it makes the green in regulation. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Frank, what's cool about this hole is on that third shot, presumably, I don't think anybody can get home in 2 at about 900 yards, but on that third shot, there's just no two ways around it. You have to fly it over the canyon.
Rich, I'm scared of heights. I can't afford to look to the right there. That is a massive drop-off down the side there. And when you're looking at that third shot going across there, that is, well, you take a deep breath, hopefully just look at the flag. And then even when you hit it on the green, you've got to walk across that. But that is an enormous drop down to the Colorado River.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Now the third shot at the par 5. should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. He needs this for par. Dropping a shot here late in the round, Frank, with that bogey at the 14th. -3 now for the round. And Frank, this is the first time I can ever recall being in a mobile announcer's booth. That's us right there. You can see it in that hot air balloon.
Well, we keep blowing hot air. We'll be up here for a while, Rich.
I know I have plenty left in the tank.
Well, let's see if he's got plenty left in the tank after that dismal display from close range at the par 5.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Jordan Spieth ready for his second shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Nice par to remain 3 under. We are now at the 16th hole, Frank, and this is some layout.
It's 105 feet from the tee shot up to the top of the hill where the ideal landing position would be. And then, of course, the hole turns back on itself. Unless you hit it all the way down the end, you're going to have to hit it across and over that rock wall to a green, as you can see, that is hidden.
So young and so accomplished already. Jordan Spieth, ready with his approach. That one is well off target. Third shot, looking for a good one.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Spieth has this for par. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Now at -2 for the day. Now to the 17th, Frank, and obviously a really tight driving area.
I've seen corridors that are wider than this one. The hole's not overly long. That's the positive side of it. But it is, without doubt, incredibly narrow. Now, you can play pinball here because left off that mountain should come back down, and right should also come back down. So we might see a little bit of pinball, but somehow get it in between those two, and it will leave you with a second shot to a green that pitches slightly back towards you.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Frank, you like a par 3 finishing hole?
Every now and again. This certainly suits this golf course. You flash it from up in the air there. Those two bunkers, the one short and behind, actually protect you if you miss club off the tee, especially coming from that much elevation. Once again in trouble there should you miss that. Colorado River, as we've seen, cutting through this wonderful golf course, very much apparent here. But, well, you never know. One good tee shot in the middle of this green, to finish with a 2 here would be an amazing finish to what's been a great day. That's as bad a shot as I've seen for a long while.
Spieth has this for par. Not too bad, a round of 70. It was entertaining, that's for sure. I mean, between the views, the spectacular holes, and some of the great golf we saw, Frank, I really enjoyed it. It was special, that's for sure. For my partner Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now from the heart of the Grand Canyon.